Okay. So what I was gonna say with
I think
Bitcoin,
cash flow for me is I buy something and then it automatically spits me out a check every month or every week. A laundromat would be cash flow.
if you bought it for $1 and tomorrow you sold it for $2, that wouldn't be cash flow.
That would be a sale. I made a sale,
But you got income.
and now I've lost my cash flow.
But you got income.
No,
Well, I see what you're saying.
I got a score. I got a score.
I see what you're saying. Now my
because
you lost the asset.
Yeah, I lost the asset. I don't want to lose the asset. I want to have the asset.
Perfect.
Just
Let's talk about
give a little bit.
So how can I keep the asset and get a little yield without giving up the asset?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, let's use that framing. So I buy a boring business, like Cody Sanchez would say, right? A laundromat or whatever. What am I going to get? 30%, right? 30% net on that, probably 3 or 4 times valuation. So what I could do with Bitcoin is a lot different than I could do with any other asset. And the reason why is because we have this asset that's now digital capital. On top of digital capital, we have digital collateral or digital credit. And we have this CAGR, this compound annual growth rate of 60% a year. 60% a year. Now, let's cut that in half. Let's say, Mark, that's not realistic. Michael Saylor says it'll probably do 30% for the next 21 years. So let's use 30%. You know, being a debt guy, as long as I can leverage it with debt for less than the rate of appreciation, I'm doing pretty good. So what we can do with Bitcoin going up at, say, 50% a year is I can harvest some of the appreciation with debt service. So let's say that I borrow, it's going up at let's call it 50% a year.
Going back to doing what you did back in 2000.
I take 10% off the top with debt. Now with debt, I don't pay tax on that and I don't lose the asset. So I still have the asset compounding, right?
Yeah.
And then I can just roll the debt each year. And as long as the asset is growing faster than the debt, I can do that in perpetuity.
You're sophisticated now.
I've learned some tough lessons. You said how many do we have to learn?
Yeah. How many, let me just talk about like, what would your advice be to people other than losing is the way to make you a good captain in rough seas? What's a way for me to learn without me having to lose?
Well, you learn from other people's mistakes. That's the best way to learn, right? So, you know, lots of reading. I love history. History gives us a whole bunch of stories of cause and effect. These things happened, and so this happened. So learn from history, learn from other people's examples, watch, pay attention. That's the best way. Unfortunately, what I've learned, and I believe to be true, is that some lessons in life can't be taught. They can only be learned. So like someone could teach you how to surf, like watch these videos, you know, use the board on the sand, but until you put the board in the water, you just don't know. And so learn from other people, get someone to coach you, follow advice, sign up for a coaching program, you know, get around some smart people, join a mastermind, do those things. But at some point you got to get in the ring and throw the punch. And then until you get punched in the face, you don't know what your plan is, right?
Yeah, dude. Like I've been punched in the face so many times. I just don't want to, I don't want to walk. I don't mind getting beat up in a fight. I don't want to lose money.
Yeah.
I hate losing my